Get ready to have your mind blown. Seriously, I've spent the last few weeks digging through the craziest, most unbelievable corners of science, and what I found is going to make you question everything you thought you knew about the world. These science facts are so wild you'll think we made them up. But I promise you every single one is 100% true, backed by real research and data. We're talking about things that defy logic, things that sound like they're straight out of a superhero movie, but are happening all around us every single day. Okay, first up, let's talk about the undisputed champion of survival. It's not a cockroach, it's not a bear, it's this little guy, the tardigrade. These microscopic creatures, which are also called water bears because they look like adorable 8-legged gummy bears, are basically indestructible. I'm not exaggerating. Scientists have thrown everything at them. They put them in a complete vacuum, just like the emptiness of space. The tardigrades were fine. They curl up into a little ball called a tun, purge almost all the water from their bodies, and enter a state of suspended animation called cryptobiosis. Their metabolism slows down to less than 0.01% of its normal rate. All right, for this next one, I want you to think about your breakfast this morning. Did you have a banana? If you did, you ate something that is naturally radioactive. Yep, you heard me right. The reason for this is an element you probably know well, potassium. But a tiny fraction of all potassium in nature is a specific isotope called potassium-40, which is naturally radioactive. It's not just bananas either. Imagine finding a jar of food in your pantry that was left there by your great-great-great-great-grandparents and still being able to eat it. Well, what if I told you that archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs, right next to the pharaohs, that are over 3,000 years old? It's a triple threat of food preservation. First, honey is a sugar, and sugars are hygroscopic, which means they contain very little water but love to absorb it. And third, when bees produce honey, they add an enzyme called glucose oxidase. I want you to do something for me. Go outside on a clear night, far away from the city lights, and look up. You'll see thousands of stars. It feels infinite, right? Our home galaxy, the Milky Way, is estimated to contain somewhere between 100 billion and 400 billion stars. But what if I told you there's something right here on our own planet that is even more numerous? I'm talking about trees. According to a major study published in the journal Nature, there are an estimated 3.04 trillion trees on Earth. For every single star in our entire galaxy, there are at least 7 or 8 trees right here on Earth. Okay, this next fact is going to break your brain's understanding of basic physics. If you take 2 containers of water, one with hot water and one with cold water, and you put them both in the freezer, which one freezes first? Well, under certain conditions, the hot water can actually freeze faster than the cold water. I know it sounds completely backward, but it's a real observable phenomenon. This counterintuitive puzzle is called the Mpemba effect, named after a Tanzanian student who noticed it while making ice cream in the 1960s. When you think of the Eiffel Tower, you probably picture a massive, unmoving monument of iron. But this iconic structure is actually more alive than you think. It breathes, in a way. Every summer, when the Paris sun beats down on it, the Eiffel Tower actually grows taller. This phenomenon is all thanks to a basic principle of physics called thermal expansion. When you heat up most materials, their atoms and molecules get more energy, vibrate more, and spread apart, causing the material to expand. The sun only heats up one side of the tower at a time, which also causes the tower to lean slightly away from the sun as that side expands more than the shaded side. Picture this. You're stranded in a snowy, frozen wilderness. You're cold, you need to make a fire to survive, but you lost your matches and your lighter. Because if you know a little bit of physics, you can actually use a piece of ice to start a fire. You can shape a piece of clear ice into the shape of a lens, just like a magnifying glass, and use it to focus the rays of the sun onto a piece of tinder. In a few moments, the concentrated energy from the sun will heat the tinder to its ignition point, and you'll have a life-saving flame. We humans, and most vertebrates, get by just fine with one heart. Well, meet the octopus, the overachiever of the ocean. These incredibly intelligent, alien-like creatures don't have 1, not 2, but 3 hearts. Here's how it works. 2 of the hearts, called the branchial hearts, are dedicated solely to pumping blood through the octopus's 2 large gills. The third, larger heart, called the systemic heart, is responsible for circulating that newly oxygenated blood to the rest of the body and organs. What's really interesting is that the systemic heart actually stops beating when the octopus swims. We all know lightning is powerful. A single bolt can be hotter than the surface of the sun and carry 1 billion volts of electricity. But what's truly mind-boggling is the sheer frequency of it. Lightning is striking our planet constantly, every second of every day. Global lightning detection networks have revealed a staggering number. On average, the Earth is struck by lightning about 8.6 million times every single day. Right now, as you're watching this video, zap, zap, zap. Hundreds of strikes have hit the ground somewhere on the planet. We're going to end with a fact that is so dense, it might actually collapse your brain. Welcome to the world of neutron stars. These are the collapsed cores of massive stars that have gone supernova. If you could somehow visit a neutron star and scoop up a single teaspoon of its material, that one little spoonful would have a mass of about 6 billion tons. That's more than the weight of 900 Great Pyramids of Giza, or the entire human population combined, packed into a volume the size of a sugar cube. It's so heavy that if you were to drop that teaspoon on Earth, it would plummet through the crust and straight to the core. And there you have it. 10 scientific facts that prove our universe is weirder, wilder, and more wonderful than we could ever imagine. My goal with these videos is always to spark that feeling of curiosity, that desire to ask why and how. So I encourage you to keep asking questions and keep exploring. So if you enjoyed having your mind melted just a little bit, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Which fact blew your mind the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more science surprises.